another episode of the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez. Hopefully you guys had a great, fun, fulfilled, safe holiday with you and your loved ones. Hopefully you got a lot of good stuff for Christmas. And those who didn't, don't worry about it. We still have a year full of surprises. Hopefully some good blessings coming our way. From one wrestling fan to the other. Thank you so much for tuning in to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We have a great show for you today on tap. Today we're going to talk about Smackdown. We got our first ever 3-hour episode. So, you know what? We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Our second segment, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about, there we go, Ring of Honor and TNA. We're going to review that. And then we're going to talk about WWE stars who should win the Royal Rumble. We're going to talk about men's and the women's. And, of course, we talk about the shoulds. No, we're going to talk about the shouldn'ts. We're going to talk about the shouldn'ts first, and then we're going to talk about the shoulds. And then our fifth and final segment, we're going to talk about some AEW Dynamite. Just a couple of thoughts about some of the matches, some of the promos, and some of the bookings there by Mr. Tony Khan. But before we get on into any of the action, I just want to remind you guys to go ahead and hit up that, there we go, tips and donations link. Also hit up that super chat. But if you got a burning question or a hot take in terms of the world of professional wrestling, here at the GSMC Sports Network, we do value all opinions, and we definitely want you guys to feel like you guys are part of the show. And remember, whenever you guys put inside that little box and hit that $, it's going to be guaranteed to be featured, talked about, debated about, and shared on live. Well, not on live because I'm recording right now, but, usually, it's live. So thank you so much in advance. First and foremost, definitely owe you guys everything. We definitely pride ourselves on the satisfaction of our audience. So just want to make sure you guys are fully satisfied in terms of your sports consumption. And in this case, in this show, it's professional wrestling. So make sure you, don't be shy and always feel like you are welcome to participate in that chat. All right. So without further ado, we got SmackDown. SmackDown was good. I thought it was good overall. In Phoenix, Arizona, Cody came out. Cody Rhodes. I recently, because of their deal and they're streaming on HBO Max now, I've been watching old episodes of Dynamite and AEW just in general, and there's a huge reason why viewership in AEW is down. It's because this guy's gone. Cody Rhodes was great on AEW. He was definitely, they called him, Cody, and then, of course, his wife was there as well, Brandy Rhodes. And that was before he got the neck tattoo, so I was like, oh, shit, that's crazy. But overall, losing a piece like Cody Rhodes could be, proved to be detrimental for Tony Khan and AEW. Flat out, I'm not saying that, because Cody's not there, that AEW sucks or that they don't have any other talented superstars on the mic, because they do. They have, they have Jon Moxley, they have Adam Copeland. Well, now they have, Cope or whatever. There's still some pretty good guys on the brand, but I can see why losing somebody like Cody Rhodes could definitely be, it sucks for AEW. And he came to WWE, and the way he plays the heartstrings of all the WWE universe and everybody in, everybody in attendance at the arena, he plays the heartstrings really, really well. He's able to, connect with the fans. The fans are literally eating out of the palm of his hand. And, I don't really see Cody Rhodes turning heel mostly because of this fact. And it's kind of, like a double-edged sword where you could see him turn heel because he has the fans eating out of his hands. But, the way WWE has marketed Cody Rhodes, I would see no reason to turn him heel, especially at this point with the whole Bloodline storyline and the drama right here. So, he might, be like a John Cena who may never turn heel. You either like him or you hate him. But Cody Rhodes, he's definitely a key puzzle to have in any wrestling promotion. Then you saw Drew McIntyre come out immediately hugging Cody Rhodes, which is kind of weird. Well, not weird, but I was like, okay, this is I'm interested to find out what Drew has to say. He says, "I'm not here to attack you, Cody. I'm here to help you." In that badass Scottish accent. And he said, he basically screwed up his life's work teaming with Roman Reigns at Bad Blood. Then he said, "Always watch your back." And then bam, Kevin Owens with the attack. So we're probably gonna see a lot of these back and forth attacks, wash, rinse, and repeat promos. Probably up until the Royal Rumble February 1st. So it should be It should be good. It should be good. We had Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Andrade. It was a clean win for Nakamura. I definitely like how he's performing inside the ring. Like I said, he essentially kind of had to take away, kind of take a step away from WWE. WWE in terms of professional wrestling might be a little, in the wrestling world, it's mainstream. It's a little poppy. But then you go to New Japan Professional Wrestling, and then, or any other wrestling circuit, and you kind of find that fire that that burns inside of you. You kind of see a little bit of New Japan Professional Wrestling tactics on Shinsuke Nakamura now, from his promos to his presence to his fighting style inside the ring. He did a completely 360, 180, and this is something that his character desperately needed. So, definitely love Shinsuke Nakamura. And then Andrade came out. He came out pretty good. Well fought match. The former WWE Speed champion. Kicking ass and taking names. And then the LA Knight comes out, starts beating down Shinsuke Nakamura. LA Knight came out with this Hulk Hogan from the 80s, kind of, red and yellow. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate everything Hulk Hogan has done for the WWE and the wrestling world. But I don't know why he just reminds me of Hulk Hogan so much, from his in-your-face attitude to his slogans, yeah, to he's very interesting. He's very easy to like, but in some cases, he's very easy to hate. That's what I'm feeling. I'm like, if you turn the LA Knight heel and he goes after, or he switches shows and goes after the Intercontinental Championship, because right now, you have Braun Breaker, who seems at this point, in my opinion, seems absolutely unstoppable. And if you're WWE, I'm not too sure how, if you want to take the belt off this guy. Right now, Braun Breaker is definitely super impressive. So Shinsuke Nakamura picks up the win. Of course, it was a non-title match, which was, kind of depressing. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Michin came out to take out Piper. She came out to fight Piper Niven. I definitely I liked in this match how Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, they're kind of playing that story. They're playing that story that eventually I see Piper not turning, because I feel like, it's like that Shawn Michaels and that Diesel. Shawn Michaels obviously played by the Women's United States Champion Chelsea Green. She's going to push her around a little bit and, abuse Piper. Kind of like where you saw Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax. But hopefully they do the storyline a lot, better. Not that I didn't like the Nia Jax and the, Tiffany Stratton storyline. But, you started getting clues and stuff like that. I want to see Piper Niven. I want to see her because I don't want to say be better, because then it seems like something's wrong with her. I want to see her character. I want to see WWE definitely utilize her a little bit more. I think she is talented inside the ring, kind of like a Nia Jax. They're tough, they're big, they're strong. So that could be a nice direction to kind of put the WWE Women's United States Championship, kind of in that category. And now the Women's Championship, obviously, at the end of the show, you saw what happened. Tiffany Stratton cashes in. Which is good. I thought overall it was a good cash in. It was a good cash in. All the females who have cashed in their Money in the Bank. I think I saw a stat on. I think it was a tweet or something. It's 100% successful. So that those are some pretty good odds. And the way Tiffany cashed in, she's been teasing it. They've been teasing it for about months now. Months. And I thought it was going to be like that. I thought she was going to come out basically to help Nia Jax defeat Naomi and retain that WWE Women's Championship. And no, she actually, with the help of Bianca Belair, doing all the heavy lifting, no pun intended, or nothing like that. But no, it was good. It was good. Tiffany Stratton's going to be a great champion. Her winning, I got to be honest, her winning the championship just shows me that I feel like in this new Netflix era of WWE under the Paul Levesque distinction, he's going to start bringing on younger women superstars, and bringing them from NXT, which is I've always kind of had the philosophy that the women's division in NXT right now, you shouldn't touch it whatsoever. Just leave it the way it is, because it's very, very successful, honestly, and it anchors the show. You see a lot of women promos in the back. You see a lot of women's matches, which is which is good. It's about time they get the attention they deserve. But I could see Triple H bringing Cora Jade. I can see him bringing Roxanne Perez. I could see him bringing on Kaylani Jordan to SmackDown, to Raw, because I love myself some Becky Lynch. Like, she's cool. Charlotte Flair as well. Rhea Ripley. But, they're young, but it's like, I feel like at the point in their career, like, they're not hitting the Gestapo. I feel like Bayley's kind of there where, okay, she kind of had her time in WWE. Now it's kind of time to start propelling and to start helping younger talent kind of, you're going to put over younger talent. That's not, not much of a shocker there. But I don't know. I feel, I don't feel like they're at that point yet, but in the women's division on SmackDown and Raw, it seems like it's just the same 2 or 3 people who could beat somebody like Nia Jax, somebody who can beat Rhea Ripley, because they're so damn powerful and they're so damn dominating. But if you put Tiffany Stratton in the category of the WWE Women's Championship, now you open up a whole book of people who can potentially fight Tiffany Stratton and have good matches. So, I thought it was a great decision by Triple H to finally put the belt on Tiffany Stratton. Definitely noticed Corey Graves, it's kind of seeming like he's going to be the heel on commentary. Obviously, you got the news that Joe Tessitore right now, he's on Monday Night Raw. He's moving to SmackDown to be the head guy. So, he's going to be that Michael Cole, and Corey Graves is going to be that antagonistic, like a heel, you know what I mean? Which everybody needs, I was happy to see Legado del Fantasma and Pretty Deadly get some TV time. Paul Heyman came out, of course, talking about, Solo Sikoa, talking about Roman Reigns, talking about everything. He cut a nice little Attitude Era promo, in my opinion. I thought that was pretty badass. Solo Sikoa comes out, and, now they're fighting for the Ulafala, so it should be, pretty cool. They're fighting for Paul Heyman. Whoever wins gets Paul Heyman as a wise man. I'm not too sure how well that plays, but, I feel like Solo's going to win. And, of course, once we do the preview for Monday Night Raw, we're gonna talk about that. DIY defeated the Motor City Machine Guns thanks to Pretty Deadly. Then you saw Berto and Garza come out, interrupt the match, and fight in the middle of the ring, obviously by disqualifications. I felt like the show overall, it was good. It was good. Kevin Owens talking to Jimmy and Jey Uso that you need to watch your back. And, of course, we talked about Tiffany Stratton cashing in that Money in the Bank. But the first episode of SmackDown, 3 hours, wasn't bad. I liked it. It definitely felt less forced, I guess you can say. And I don't even know if that makes sense. But it was good. It was good. I'm happy to see, like I said, like Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar kind of being like that strong figure. Like, you can see Santos holding the United States Championship. It might be a little bit of a push. Maybe you could see him hold the WWE title. I'm not too sure. I don't know if Cody's going to go to Monday Night Raw during the Netflix, because they did ask for Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, or Roman Reigns, or all of them. So, you could definitely think of SmackDown as the new flagship show on WWE. Mostly it's because it's on the USA Network. It's going to be 3 hours long. It's going to be, basically it takes the reins from Monday Night Raw, and it's cool. It's very, very cool. 3 hours of some professional wrestling, all the drama, all the amazing choreography, like everything is just, I'm in for it. I'm in for it. All right, guys. So hey, do not go anywhere. We're going to talk about Ring of Honor, also TNA, when we come back. So hey, grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage, and join me here in about 25 seconds.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing losing it. The noose it fits some loose shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Alright, we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time on the GSMC Sports Network. So make sure you like and subscribe so you guys can check out the show. We talk about all the action in terms of professional wrestling, inside and outside of the ring, backstage curtain calls, rumors, dramas, and injury updates. Contract negotiations as well, extensions of superstars. Also promos from WWE to AEW to Stardom. To New Japan Professional Wrestling. If it makes major news headlines in the world of professional wrestling, we talk about it here on this show, 1,010%. So make sure you guys, like and subscribe so you guys can get some notifications whenever we have a new show. All right, so we talked about some WWE Smackdown, first ever 3-hour episode of Smackdown. I thought overall it was, it was pretty cool. It's pretty badass. And now we're going to talk about Ring of Honor and TNA Impact. I guess we'll start with some TNA. Watch the highlights. I kind of like it how on YouTube you can find you find that shortened show. Well, not shortened, but it plays for I think 5 seconds. No. It plays clean for 5 seconds and then, it skips and then it, 5 more seconds and then it skips. It's not bad, but I definitely, TNA Plus would be pretty awesome to, subscribe. Should be pretty badass. So first and foremost, we had the number 1 contender for the TNA World Championship, Joe Hendry, kick off the new year, obviously, talking about dethroning Nick Nemeth at Genesis, marking the Joe Hendry era. And if that happens, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty awesome right now. Nick Nemeth is, he's a good champion. He's a good champion. Obviously, before that, you had Moose. And, before that, on and on and on. It was, I like these superstars a lot. Like I said, I love TNA. I love how some people could overlook a show like TNA just to be like, oh, it's kind of like the minor leagues compared to WWE. But I don't see that whatsoever. If you watch, TNA Impact, or if you check out highlights, these superstars are amazing. Literally, everything they do inside the ring, you can get. If from a WWE superstar, it's not a WWE superstar or a TNA wrestler. It's, they're wrestling stars, and, inside the ring, they have a lot of talent on TNA. I definitely, you have not seen the, NXT superstars lately on TNA, but I hope at the beginning of the new year, maybe they start bringing that back. I definitely liked how that was going on. I, for one, was, begging. I was praying every night before I went to sleep. I was like, oh my God, if they do this Survivor Series, 5-on-5, 5 of TNA's top stars against 5 of NXT's top stars, that would be awesome. That would be, oh my God. Who would be on Team WWE NXT? Definitely Oba. Definitely Trick. Ethan? No, I don't know, because Ethan Page, he did spend some time in TNA. Man, that'd be... And then TNA obviously would probably be like Moose, Nick Nemeth, Joe Hendry right off the bat, Josh Alexander. And, let's put in a vet. We'll put Frankie Kazarian in there. That'd be pretty badass team. But overall, it was good. It was, nice little setup for Joe Hendry, to, eventually, dethrone Nick Nemeth. I definitely think it's going to happen. If it doesn't, they've been teasing the TNA audience and the wrestling universe for so damn long, so that at this point it needs to happen. Then you saw Ryan Nemeth came out. Ryan Nemeth, kind of like an in-your-face, cocky, spoiled little brat. He plays it well. He does play it pretty well. But there are some times when I was looking at the screen, I was like, oh my God, I kind of want to punch this guy too. I'm just kidding. No, yeah, he's cool. He's cool, guys. Definitely have to get him on the show one of these days. That'd be pretty cool. But, Ryan Nemeth, definitely, I saw him on AEW But, a lot of people thought he wasn't treated well in AEW. I've seen him inside the ring. Nothing, it has nothing to do with his in-ring capabilities. I just think at that point in time when he was with All Elite Wrestling, I think they kind of had, like, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but, like, the same kind of, like, superstars, so to speak, I guess. Like, in terms of, like, bookings and, storylines, it'd be like, oh, that guy, kind of like, I don't know. He didn't fit in TNA. He fits like he fits like a dream. He's with his brother. He's kicking ass, and Ryan Nemeth defeated Rhino. Obviously, the vet come out, and he wanted to go for the early gore, but of course, Ryan escapes outside, shoves him in the face, steel ring post to gain control, and then bam. Ryan Nemeth defeats Rhino by disqualification. Next, we saw Gia Miller introduces Jordynne Grace after she was blindsided by Tessa Blanchard at Final Resolution. Jordynne Grace promises that if Tessa wants to show up tonight, she'll be waiting to give her a warm welcome she deserves. The Hardy Boys accept an awesome challenge by the Rascals. We're going to get them facing each other for the first time ever, which is pretty cool because you kind of get like the young Hardy Boys in the Rascals, and then going up against the actual Hardy Boys. So it should be pretty badass. We saw Ace Austin defeat Kushida. Kushida, good match. Nothing to be kind of hang your head low. Definitely love how since obviously the what happened to Chris Bay. Still hopefully he's praying for I'm praying for a speedy recovery for him to come back to wrestling. Ace Austin, looking like he's, going to challenge for the X Division Championship against Moose. See, if it wasn't against Moose, because Moose is so damn dominant and so damn big and strong, I think I'd be excited for Ace because I'd be like, oh my God, he could definitely win. But, see, that's the problem with Moose being the X Division champion. I'm sorry. Nothing against Moose, but definitely would love to see Ace Austin defeat this guy. That would be, that'd be pretty badass. The X Division, like I said, no hate on Moose, but, it is what it is. Steve Macklin, Eric Young, and Jonathan Gresham brawl with the Systems, Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers, and JDC. Jordynne Grace still obviously was waiting for Tessa Blanchard the whole night. We saw director of Authority, Santino Marella, makes a big tag team match next week. Nick and Ryan Nemeth against Joe Hendry and Rhino. So then, that could definitely be pretty badass. Mike Santana talked about the altercation with Josh Alexander. During the 4-way number one contenders match at Final Resolution. Santana definitely wants to be the standard of TNA wrestling, and of course Josh Alexander. I heard Josh Alexander on the mic. I've never really kind of respect how good he was on the mic until I saw it recently. But damn, there's a reason why he was the TNA standard. There's a reason why he held the belt for so damn long. And I gotta be honest, I would love to see him be a champion again. I definitely would love to see like him, maybe doing that WWE Royal Rumble, entry, which has been rumored in the wrestling world. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. If it does happen, that would be completely badass. That'd be pretty cool. Frankie Kazarian obviously offers to mentor Leon Slater. Kazarian wants him to basically, kind of be like him. I like Kazarian. Like I said, he adds a little bit of spice. I feel like he's like a younger version of like Randy Orton. Cocky. Kind of his. I can't do no wrong. Kind of his head up his own ass kind of thing. But it should be pretty cool. Should be pretty awesome. We saw Jordynne Grace and the Knockouts World Tag Team Champions and Masa Slamovich defeat Tasha Steelz, Rosemary, and Ash and Heather by Elegance. I got to be honest. I thought they were going to, I thought they were going to definitely give Ash and, Heather, those TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships, which I'm glad they didn't. Because I do love Spitfire. Oh my God. Luna Threat. Oh my God. Those girls are completely and utterly amazing. All right, let's smooth on over to Ring of Honor real quick. We're kind of running out of time on this segment. We saw Red Velvet defeat Hanako to retain the Ring of Honor World Women's Championship. So good for her. Definitely, you know, Red Velvet, ever since she won the championship, you know, she's been pretty good. She's been doing, you know, obviously on the other side of the you see, you know, Billy Starks as well, who's, you know, I don't know. I want to see her do more. You know, I want to see her, you know, definitely kicking some ass. After the show, of course, you saw Layla Hirsch confront Red Velvet for cheating to defeat her last month at Final Battle. So maybe that could be a foreshadowing for another match. Heading toward the future. Leo Rush and Andrade defeated Rocky Romero and Homicide. Harley Cameron defeated Ashley Vox. Harley Cameron, I think, recently had a birthday. If I'm not too, you know, if I saw that on Instagram, I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. Shane Taylor Promotions, The Infantry, Lee Majority, and Shane Taylor with Trish Adora defeated the Iron Savages and the Dark Order with Jack Jamison and John Silver. We're going to want our World Television Champion Commander and QT Marshall wrestle to a time limit draw in a proving ground match. I definitely like the proving ground matches. I definitely think that WWE should, you know, kind of do something like that. That'd be, you know, that'd be pretty badass. All right, guys, so don't go anywhere. We talked about some Ring of Honor and TNA. Now we're going to talk about WWE stars who shouldn't win the Royal Rumble. We're going to talk about men and the women. And then, of course, my next segment, we're going to talk about people who should win the Royal Rumble. So make sure you stay tuned for the next two segments. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage. Join me here in about 25 seconds. So, hey, do not go anywhere.
Looking for your daily fix of sports talk without having to pay for it? GSMC Sports Network is available on YouTube. Just search GSMC Sports Network. Get your fix of daily sports talk shows on YouTube, absolutely free. NFL, college football, NBA, MLB, MMA, UFC, fantasy football, and so much more. GSMC Sports Network has shows running all day long, with new sports shows starting every 2 hours. Just like on your favorite cable sports channel, except GSMC Sports Network is absolutely free. Just search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube to catch one of your new favorite shows, like the GSMC College Football Podcast, Chip Shot Football Podcast, Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, GSMC Basketball Podcast, and so many more. Check it out for yourself. GSMC Sports Network, now available on YouTube absolutely free. Search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube right now.
All right, we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time on the GSMC Sports Network, your favorite wrestling podcast. We talk about all the action inside and outside the ring, backstage curtain calls, rumors, drama, and we talk about injury updates, injury statuses. We also talk about contract negotiations, extensions, and new signings. We talk about promotions from WWE to New Japan Professional Wrestling to AEW to TNA to Ring of Honor. If it makes major news in the world of professional wrestling, we talk about it here on this show, and sometimes we talk about we talk about some WCW. Sometimes we talk about some ECW. We talk about the glory days of AEW and the glory days of TNA. So, you're all around, well-rounded professional wrestling podcast. Your favorite wrestling fan, Eric Rodriguez, on the mic. So, without further ado, let's talk about our third segment. We got WWE stars who shouldn't win the Royal Rumble, and when I say shouldn't, obviously before you guys do any of that, hit up that super chat, the tips and donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Just remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show, follow the network. All right, so we got the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis Saturday, February 1st. The road to WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas is about to kick off, including the rumor mill of what we're going to talk about today, of who will win the men's and the women's Royal Rumble. Obviously, a lot of people, they have their list. Definitely, in the comment section, give me some of your guys' picks. It should be fun to discuss. Who's going to win the Royal Rumble? There's been sources saying that The Rock is going to challenge Cody Rhodes. Obviously, that would make sense with the whole, that awkward confrontation between The Rock and Cody Rhodes. Oh, I can hold mine. You can hold mine, but I want to hold yours. You know what I mean? The People's Championship, of course, talking about. Don't be sick. I'm just kidding. No, moving on. We could we see The Rock winning the Royal Rumble? Yeah, that'd be, it could work. PW Insider Dave Meltzer mentioned Cena against Cody Rhodes. He said, and I quote, Cena going after a world title at the show of shows, is said to kind of be a legit. Cena obviously going after the coveted number 17 World Championship, breaking Ric Flair's record. If this main event at WrestleMania 41 would be epic. It would be awesome. It'd be groundbreaking because, John Cena, this is his farewell tour. I'm not too sure if WrestleMania is going to be his last, his last pay-per-view. I'm not too sure, but I thought it was a year farewell tour, so I'm not sure if it's going to be next year. But, him going up against Cody, I feel like would be pretty awesome. Right now you would have Cody Rhodes and that Bloodline storyline kind of being apart from each other, which they need. Cody Rhodes, I feel like, needs to kind of step on his own 2 feet in terms of, in terms of bookings and representing SmackDown or even Monday Night Raw if he goes to Raw. But him against The Rock, obviously, The Rock basically saying that their story, has just begun. But, if I could see Cena, being defeated by Cody Rhodes, they stand up in the middle of the ring, shake each other's hands. Cena kind of looking at Cody Rhodes, it's like, I held this company on my back for a decade. For a decade, ever since he got that chance, the ruthless aggression, era, basically all John Cena, the success, the title runs, of course, there was other superstars like, there was Randy Orton and then Edge, of course, and then there was still aging Triple H, and there was still an aging Shawn Michaels there and The Undertaker. And then, of course, Batista. I feel like the character of Batista kind of, I feel like they could have done better, but I feel like after, 2008, I feel like his character kind of got a little stale. And then he turned into this, monster and beating the hell out of Rey Mysterio. I thought you were my friend! Kind of stuff like that. But, the Royal Rumble should be pretty badass. It'd be nice to see, John Cena kind of look at Cody in the eye and be like, okay, it's your turn now. You know what I mean? My time is up. Your time is now. February 1st, obviously, it's going to be at the iconic Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. Who should win the 38th annual Royal Rumble? Also, this is going to be the first WWE PLE to air on Netflix. So let's talk about the men who shouldn't win the Royal Rumble. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, obviously for multiple reasons, but for one, it's just too soon. It's just too soon for Jacob. It's too soon for Solo. We've seen Solo challenge for the title. We've all kind of expected that, it was going to end the way it did. He wasn't ready to necessarily kind of take on this, self-proclaimed tribal chief storyline where he challenges Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. By all means, good for Solo. That's cool for him and his bookings. But he just didn't really have the success inside the ring, didn't really have the success inside the mic. And I felt like the storyline was pushed a little bit. But overall, I feel like Solo Sikoa was doing a splendid job. Obviously, Jacob Fatu, WWE's breakout superstar of the year. You got to give credit to that. But I do not want to see these guys win the Royal Rumble. The LA Knight. The LA Knight's another one that, like I said, as a heel, maybe in a year or two. But right now, it just doesn't seem good for WWE for him to win. And nothing against the LA Knight. I thought he was a great United States champion. His little feud with Logan Paul was pretty badass because I feel like Logan could match the intensity of the LA Knight more than others can. As opposed to Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, and AJ Styles. Also, Shinsuke Nakamura. But I don't want to see the LA Knight win the Royal Rumble. If he does, that'd be interesting. I don't want to see Seth Rollins win again. I don't. I've seen this guy main event WrestleMania a couple of times, and I don't hate Seth Rollins. He's one of my favorite superstars. But at this point, I guess this kind of, talk, Tiffany Stratton cashing in and winning the Money in the Bank on SmackDown on Friday. I feel like that's just a huge foreshadowing by Triple H being like, all right, we're going to go younger. We're going to go younger. The older generation wrestlers, like Seth Rollins, like Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. I feel like they are going to, they'll get some title runs. Yeah, they'll get some title runs. But, what would be the point of Seth Rollins winning the Royal Rumble? I wouldn't really see why. I feel like it does need to be like a younger guy. And once again, John Cena. John Cena, if he wins, I got to be honest, I don't want to see it. I don't think it'd be great at all. It'd be cool. And I feel like during this WWE Royal Rumble, I feel like if he does win, it's not really a slap in the face, but I don't know. Like I said, I feel like I want to see somebody. I feel like I want to see somebody younger. Damian Priest. He was a great champion. He did good. He was a worthy World Heavyweight Championship contender. But I don't know. I just winning the Royal Rumble though, it could happen. If he does win, it'd be kind of like when Shinsuke Nakamura won, kind of a shocker, kind of the young rising star in WWE. But I don't know. Right now, I feel like it's not really his time. Logan Paul. Nobody wants to see Logan Paul win the Royal Rumble because he's not even a full-time wrestler. But, not taking anything away from him. He's great. But no one wants to see him win the Royal Rumble. Sami Zayn. I do love myself some Sami Zayn. Obviously, the way he connects with the WWE Universe is pretty badass. But, I don't really see him challenging for a World Heavyweight Championship or a WWE Championship. I don't think any of those storylines would really make sense at this point. Well, maybe Gunther, but, I don't know. Sami Zayn always kind of reminds me of like Mick Foley. He'll get close to a championship win. He'll win a couple here and there, but mostly, he's there to, connect with the WWE Universe, perform great matches, obviously get beat up on occasionally by the heel. But, I don't know. So next we're going to talk about the women who I do not want to see win the Royal Rumble. Obviously, no, sorry. No, wrong one. I did this. There we go. Bam. Charlotte Flair. Nobody wants to see Charlotte Flair win the Royal Rumble. I'm sorry. She's great and all, but she wins too many times, man. Give it, like I said, give it to some of the, make sure this Royal Rumble winner is like, the next person to kind of be at the Gestapo. And right now, Charlotte Flair, I can see her winning and challenging Tiffany Stratton. I know that's been a huge dream match for Tiffany for basically ever in her career. She's mentioned, fighting Charlotte Flair. But if she wins the Royal Rumble, I got to be honest. I think I don't know. She's always been the champion, never really been the chaser. Because she's just so damn good, obviously. WWE royalty right now, staring you in the face. She's great. And, she's going to have the title of one of the greatest women's wrestlers. But I don't know. I don't want to see her win the Royal Rumble this year. I don't know. I don't. I just don't want to see it. Becky Lynch, I also as well, I do not want to see her win the Royal Rumble. Nothing against her whatsoever. But we've seen Becky before being in successful situations. And, she's going to get a chance at her title, at her the World Heavyweight Championship. I see her more like an Intercontinental Champion. But, when her and Charlotte come back, obviously WWE is going to come with not empty hands, but they're going to come and be like, all right, cool, like you're back. Let's, give you title opportunity after title opportunity. But, I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve it. And I'm not saying that she's not a hard worker. I'm not saying that she's definitely not, well-deserving, I guess you can say. But, maybe I'm just hooked on this notion during the Attitude Era, Netflix era, and this Triple H Paul Levesque. I feel like since he did so damn well handling NXT with all these young superstars, I feel like he's trying to gracefully kind of help WWE get a little younger. And it's not like they're old. It's not like, oh, Cody Rhodes is old, or it's not like AJ Styles is old. Well, he is pretty old. Seth Rollins is old. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. They just need something fresh. There we go. I think that's the best way to put it. I feel like the winners of this Royal Rumble in the men's and the women's, it should be like a fresh new start for a superstar and a fresh new face for Raw or SmackDown. So I definitely think that would be That's what I want. I don't want to see Bianca Belair win the Royal Rumble. Nothing against Bianca. I think she's cool and all. The EST of WWE, the strongest, the fastest, the lamest. I'm just kidding. No, just kidding. Obviously, don't want to see her. She'd kick my ass, man. But anyways, moving on. She's had a lot of success. She's had so much success already with her in her young, illustrious WWE career. I don't know. I feel like you got to let somebody else do it. You got to let somebody else win. Bayley too. Nobody wants to see Bayley win back-to-back Royal Rumbles. And Rhea Ripley. If Rhea Ripley beats Liv Morgan for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship at Netflix, at the Netflix premiere, I would rather see that than them drag on this storyline of Liv and Rhea all the way to April, all the way to WrestleMania, and then she wins the Royal Rumble and gets a chance at her title back that she never lost. The story, it's there, but can you really drag this, Rhea Ripley coming out to beat the heck out of Liv Morgan every week? Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez and Dominic Mysterio attack Rhea Ripley in the bag, and she's out, and then she disappears for a couple shows, and then she comes back shockingly to kick Liv Morgan's ass again. How much times can you do this? Obviously, I feel like the Drew McIntyre and the CM Punk feud, which was the feud of the year last year, I felt dragged on a little bit too much. A lot of wash, rinse, and repeat, promos. But, if WWE decides to do this, I can understand why, and I could see it partially kind of working, but I don't know. I just, maybe it's just me as a wrestling fan. I just want to see something fresh. I don't know. All right, we talk about WWE stars, the women's and the men's who shouldn't win the Royal Rumble. And now we're going to talk about stars who definitely should. So, grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage. You join me here in about 25 seconds. So, hey, do not go absolutely anywhere.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.
All right, welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, Eric Rodriguez on the mic, here to talk about all the action inside and outside of the ring, backstage curtain calls, rumors, dramas, and updates. We talk about injury statuses and inactive wrestlers as well. We talk about contract negotiations, extensions, and new signings. We talk about promotions from AEW to WWE to Canadian wrestling to Texas wrestling. If it makes major news in the world of professional wrestling, we talk about it here on this show, 1,010%. So make sure you guys smash that like and subscribe button so you guys can get some notifications whenever we get a new show. All right. So we talk about stars who shouldn't win the Royal Rumble. Now we're going to talk about WWE stars, the women's and the men's who should win the Royal Rumble. Obviously gonna pop that bad boy up right here. All right. So obviously we talk. I kind of messed up and hit the wrong slideshow there. So let's go ahead and start with Randy Orton. Randy Orton should win the Royal Rumble. I feel like this would be his third time. But a match with his longtime pal and Cody Rhodes would be pretty badass. It'd be pretty cool. He recently, I think he signed a 5 more years. I think it was. I think so. Sorry, excuse me. I think I think it'd be cool. I feel like him against Cody Rhodes. You can definitely play the friends thing. Obviously, if he wins, then Kevin Owens is going to get jealous and then further their storyline. And if you decide to turn Randy Orton against Cody Rhodes, siding with Kevin Owens, and then it's like, I feel like you could see this work. You could definitely see this work in Randy Orton as a veteran. Drew McIntyre. I want to see Drew McIntyre win the Royal Rumble. Last time he had a Royal Rumble win, it was during... Was it before the COVID? Yeah, it was before the COVID-19 pandemic. it was fire. You know, the way he defeated Brock Lesnar was pretty badass because nobody wanted to see Brock Lesnar win. I still think that's, you know, I still think that way this day. I'm like, you know, I don't really want to see Brock Lesnar come back to the WWE. Well, I do and I don't. Like, when he comes to WWE, they just make him so damn powerful. Like, he just seems unstoppable. But Drew McIntyre would be awesome. He deserves another WWE Championship reign. He does. You know, simply put it. He helped the company through some hard times, you know, through the Thunderdome era, obviously. A lot of superstars that, you know, that did get a lot of love during the Thunderdome era now kind of seem like they fell off a little bit. But I feel like Drew McIntyre get back on track after winning the Royal Rumble. I think that'd be pretty badass. Finn Balor, you know, this whole Judgment Day street trash and everything, and you know, Liv Morgan, you know, Sis, and then JD McDonough, and they, you know, recently losing the WWE World Tag Team Championships to the War Raiders. Finn Balor needs a reboot. He needs a reboot in his character. I would love to personally see the Demon come back and kind of be like he was on WWE NXT. You know, he's the Prince, man. He's the Prince, and he definitely deserves another shot at gold. I would love to see him win the Royal Rumble, completely turning his persona around. Roman Reigns. I want to see Roman Reigns win the Royal Rumble. A lot of people don't want to see this, don't want to see Cody and Roman fight part 3. I feel like it'd be great. You know, at WrestleMania 40, you had all these fans cheering for Cody Rhodes. No, everybody kind of, you know, people cheered for Roman too, but it was, you know, he was a heel. He was the top heel. Now he comes back as the OTC, kind of a little babyface, not too much, but I feel like you can definitely get the, you know, the Allegiant Stadium. You can get them split. You can get people rooting for Roman, people rooting for Cody, and, you know, I feel like they would, you know, they put on good matches. They put on great matches. They'd have good promos, and it'd be interesting to kind of see that kind of all feather up. Jey Uso. A lot of people don't want to see Jey Uso. You know, he's kind of in that category. Maybe it's too soon, but if he wins the Royal Rumble, that would be fantastic for his career. And, you know, if he wins the WWE Championship, he faces Cody. Obviously, right now they're kind of on, you know, they're on friends boundaries. But overall, you got to represent the family. Be kind of cool to see Jey Uso kind of achieve success. And then Roman Reigns kind of would have to, you know, maybe acknowledge me, Roman. Acknowledge me. And, you know, I'm causing a little bit of a split there. But, I don't know, you could definitely get a lot of storylines. If Jey Uso wins the Royal Rumble, that'd be pretty badass. The Rock, and I'm more or less saying The Rock because it'd be good for WWE, you know, especially heading toward this Netflix era. It would be good for WWE, you know, but you know, for me personally, I don't want to see The Rock win the Royal Rumble. I honestly, I don't, but I can see why WWE would. So, you know, I guess, you know, that's the reason why he's on this should list. Next, we have CM Punk. CM Punk is, if you're going to put any money on anybody to win the Royal Rumble, it's definitely this guy. CM Punk. He's never won a Royal Rumble. He's never won a Royal Rumble. He's never main evented WrestleMania. One of the huge reasons why he left WWE, because he deserved the main event at WrestleMania, and they never gave it to him. So, you know, him kind of being back, poetic justice, it could work. But going up against Cody Rhodes, maybe, you know, I feel like the last 4 people inside the Royal Rumble is going to be The Rock, Roman, CM Punk, and it's going to be somebody else. It's going to be somebody, maybe Jay. It's going to kind of be like, it's going to kind of force Roman Reigns and The Rock to kind of look at each other and be like, hey, let's create this temporary alliance to get through this. And then The Rock like throws him over the top rope or something. But I don't know. I can see CM Punk winning. I really can. I feel like he, you know, it's kind of time for him to win as well. You know, I feel like it's definitely, you know, his time is now. All right, women who should win the Royal Rumble. I would like to see Raquel Rodriguez win the Royal Rumble. You know, she's, you know, we've been waiting for her to come back to WWE now that she has and kind of sided with Liv Morgan, you know, being the sidekick. But I don't know. I would love to see Raquel. I would like to see Raquel be a little bit more more of a singles kind of like success champion would be pretty badass. Jade Cargill as well would be pretty cool to win the Royal Rumble. Would do wonders for her career. Would start this, nobody knows still. Nobody knows who attacked her. Obviously Nia Jax saying that, Bianca Belair got jealous. Imagine if Jade Cargill wins the Royal Rumble and then the jealousy begins again between her and Bianca. And, this is just something that you could definitely drag on down the line, and it would be completely badass. Obviously, if Jade wins, has a Cinderella moment at WrestleMania defeating somebody like Rhea Ripley. Or if Liv still has the championship, maybe her as well. Maybe Tiff. But I don't know. I feel like her winning would be pretty cool. Io Sky, the Genius of the Sky. I think more or less she's like Intercontinental Championship territory right now. But it's possible. It's possible. I can see Io Sky winning the Royal Rumble, and it'd be pretty badass. It'd be pretty good for her. Lyra Valkyria. I absolutely love Lyra Valkyria. She's amazing ever since coming from NXT. When she was on NXT, she was amazing too. But, like, every single time she is inside of a promo in WWE, it turns into gold. Turns into gold, absolutely. And NXT, when Tatum Paxley needed her, when she came back to NXT, it was good. It was gold. It was golden. I feel like she's going to win the Intercontinental Championship, though. I feel like she's going to be the first ever. And well-deserving, by the way. Well-deserving. You have the women, the WWE Women's United States Championship, obviously, was won by a heel. And now I feel like you're going to see Lyra Valkyria. She had one hell of a match against Io Sky, and now she's taking on Dakota Kai. Yeah? Yeah, she's fighting Dakota Kai in the finals. So, should be pretty badass, should be pretty cool. Alexa Bliss. What if Alexa Bliss comes out, makes a shocking return at number 30, and then kind of sneaks her way into winning? Like, that could definitely be in the storyline. That'd be pretty badass. Asuka, obviously, returning from injury, would be pretty awesome to see her, to see her come back and do, kind of win the Royal Rumble. I know she's done it before, and, she lost to Charlotte, but, if she wins, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. All right, guys, so we talked about wrestlers who should win the Royal Rumble, and now our fifth and final segment, we're going to end with a little bit of AEW Dynamite talk. Just talk, it's been a little bit since, I've been, on air and stuff like that. So it's, just kind of reintroduce myself into the world of, AEW. So, hey, do not go anywhere. All right, we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, Eric Rodriguez, every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time on the GSMC Sports Network. To talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling, all the action inside and outside the ring, backstage, curtain calls, rumors, drama, and updates. We talk about, injury statuses, inactive superstars as well. Contract negotiations, extensions, and new signings. We talk about promotions from New Japan Professional Wrestling to WWE, to Ring of Honor to TNA to AEW. If it makes major news in the world of professional wrestling, we talk about it here on this show. So without further ado, we're going to end with some AEW Dynamite talk. Obviously, it was it was pretty good. It was a great episode of AEW. You saw Orange Cassidy get defeated by Hangman Adam Page, which was, it was a clean finish. So you can't really be mad at the Hangman after after that. All the, Hangman, Switchblade, Orange Cassidy, they all basically had Jon Moxley dead to right to win that AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And, Jay White also, wants another shot of Mox. All these men do. But thanks to Wheeler Yuta, obviously, that wasn't really, didn't really come in fruition. The Acclaimed lost against the Hurt Syndicate. The Acclaimed, it seems like they're basically dead. I don't know where Daddy Ass has been, but Max Caster and Anthony Bowen seems like it's about time for a breakup. After MVP handed Max that the Hurt Syndicate business card, it hasn't been the same. It has not been the same. And is he going to be part of their group? I don't think so. Obviously, you saw today. You saw not today, but you saw on AEW Dynamite, the Hurt Syndicate, Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley just completely victimized him. They beat him up pretty good, so that was pretty crazy. Jamie Hayter takes on Julia Hart. With the mist. I didn't know she had mist. She defeated poor Jamie Hayter. I felt bad. That kind of sucks. Julia Hart, she obviously recovered from her shoulder injury. She's only 23 years old, which is, that's pretty impressive. Pretty damn impressive what she's accomplished. And obviously she's former TBS champion. So, obviously Jamie Hayter, former world women's champion as well. Putting Julia over. Well, no, I don't know if it's over Jamie, because I feel like this is going to be a start to a nice little feud between the two girls. So, obviously Jamie Hayter is going to confront her for cheating during the match, and then that's going to, it's going to be pretty awesome. Next, kind of, covering it, we had Kenny Omega and Okada kind of confront each other at the Continental Classic at World's End on Sunday, I think it was Sunday. So we're probably going to get more of that, more of that feud, which is, every single time these guys step into the ring, it's like a special match. So, obviously can't be mad at them, kind of reigniting this rivalry. Mercedes Moné, the self-proclaimed the best AEW TBS champion. After her big business debut, she's 15-0 since debuting at AEW and recently defeated Mina Shirakawa to, I think now she has four belts? She has all the glory. Tony Khan literally is showering her with everything, giving her everything she wants. And it's not Mercedes', and it's not her fault. She just goes in the ring. She's talented as hell. She's great. She's great. But the way Tony's I don't know. I feel like the booking right now. I feel like right now she's on top of the sky, and of course you're making Mercedes Moné into this top superstar in AEW that when people look at her, they're like, okay, she's successful. Basically, anybody who has a match with her, anybody who might beat her, could potentially be a superstar in and themselves. So, putting Mercedes Moné on this pedestal, on the top of the Gestapo in terms of the AEW Women's Division, I guess in a way, I get it. I see. I definitely loved how they made her. They put her heel. She was babyface for a little while, and I got to be honest, wasn't really a fan. Mercedes Moné, she's gonna come in, be successful. She's gonna kick ass, take names. If you like her, you like her. If you love her, you love her. And right now the way she's playing her storyline, she's playing it to a T. Obviously, look at me, I'm getting all riled up talking about it. So obviously, AEW's doing something right in terms of this Mercedes Moné character. But poor Mina Shirakawa, she should have won. I'm just kidding, though. Well, not I thought she was going to win because, it'd make a lot more sense for, Mina Shirakawa to be, she's like the young rising star. Maybe they thought it was too early. Maybe. That's the only reason why I thought, they had Mercedes defeat her. But, it's all gravy, baby. Obviously, I feel like she's going to get some shots in the future. But, it was crazy. It was crazy. You saw promo the Undisputed Kingdom back together, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, and of course, Roderick Strong. Then you had that triple threat match between Strong, Swerve Strickland, and Switchblade Jay White. Ricochet comes out with some shears, man. Comes out with some shears and, decides to attack Swerve Strickland. Swerve was busted open. He got brutalized. It was It was pretty bad. It was a nice little character change for Ricochet. You know, you saw the maniacal laugh that he was doing. Like I get it. Like, you know, he's gonna be more of a sicker Ricochet, which I feel like every wrestling promotion he's on, I feel like he's kind of like the same character. So it should be interesting to see if he comes back to, you know, or if he joins the Hurt Syndicate, or maybe you kind of have, you know, Samantha Irving comes back to professional wrestling, and you know she's never wanted to be a ring announcer. She's always wanted to be like a manager. Maybe she comes back and she manages. Maybe she's that female presence in the Hurt Syndicate, because you know in every faction in terms of the world of wrestling, there's always that one woman. There's always that one girl who kind of represents the faction, and you know Samantha coming in, I feel like that'd be great for her. I feel like that'd be a great spot for her. That's something that she's always wanted. Something definitely Ricochet, you know, you get to travel with your fiance again. And, you know, and it was great. And although, you know, the reports kept saying that, you know, Ricochet not signing with the WWE and Samantha Irving leaving the WWE all are interconnected. No, that it's not interconnected. But you got to be honest. There has had to be something said. There's had to be something said to be like, hey, like I'm leaving. I'm going to go to AEW. Are you going to stay with WWE? And you know, Samantha, you know, they definitely talked about it. And Ricochet, he's not to blame. He's not to blame whatsoever. It's just good business. Why would you want to stay in a situation where you're unhappy? You know, and WWE Ricochet was unhappy. He was underutilized. He was, I don't know. He was definitely could have had more potential. And Samantha, you know, ever since she left the WWE on the ring announcing spot, you know, we're happy Lillian Garcia is going to be on SmackDown. That's cool and all. Who's going to be the Raw ring announcer? I'm not too sure. But all in all, you kind of miss Samantha on the mic. You know, it's not the same. No, it's not the same. It's, you know, definitely, you know, in terms of getting excited for a match, the start of the match, obviously, is the introductions. You know, of course, the theme song hits. The guy walks down the aisle, or the woman. And then, you know, I don't know, it just pumps you up for the fight, you know what I mean? But, you know, would it be interesting to see if she comes to AEW as well? Mariah May talks herself up. She challenges every woman inside AEW. You saw Jeff Jarrett, the 12-time world champion. He's joining the Casino Gauntlet, saying that he's not done yet. He wants one more shot at the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And then you saw Powerhouse Hobbs defeat a bunch of jobbers. And then in the main event, you saw Cope, Radiant FTR, you know, Radiant FTR take on, who did they take on? The Death Riders. And of course, MJF cut a pretty badass promo, you know, basically challenging Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. So Jon Moxley, obviously, you know, has a lot of people gunning for him. What they decide to do, you know, I feel like it's going to be great. I feel like it's going to be good. It's great for AEW. You know, Kenny Omega's back. Adam Copeland's back. I think we're going to, you know, it's going to be a successful year for AEW. I see it kind of going toward the up and up this year. All right, guys. So that's it for me. Loved seeing you guys. Well, not loved being here. I wish I could see all you guys. That'd be pretty badass. Definitely, you know, make sure you guys keep an eye on the YouTube. Make sure you guys, you know, check the GSMC Sports and the GSMC Podcasting Network for, you know, all the shows are showing up. You know, we're going to have everybody back on the mic. You know, Kenneth with football. We have my boy Tommy talking college football. It's bowl season. It's almost over. I can't believe it's almost over. All the football is almost over, guys. I'm a little sad. But we have professional wrestling. We have all around sports. And, yeah, we just have a bunch of stuff coming up. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Punch that notification so you guys can get pushed. Be like, hey, it's time to watch your GSMC sports content. I'm just kidding. No, that's not our style. We don't like forcing anything upon you guys. But just, you know, like and subscribe to the button definitely helps us out. We definitely appreciate each and every one of you guys. So, you know, Eric out. Hopefully you guys, you know, enjoyed the show. Hope you guys had an amazing holiday season. Stay beautiful, but most importantly, I love you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like